sleep well? Hello? Oh, just another note left on the pillow. Let me put my glasses on and see what this says. Ermahgerd, it's Perch, Nerts. Yes! Yes! This campaign is finally over. That's right, patch notes time, baby, and I'm pretty sure most of you already know how to read, so I will instead be providing commentary on them like I'm one of those talking heads on the cable news. And right before we start, in the background here, we've got Kraken 365 and my now completely maxed out 16 legendary for Ivan B. Delightful. And let me also say that after these back-to-back 6-week campaigns, and with nothing to really play for the past couple of weeks and trying to get some things lined up in real life, there has obviously been a lack of videos as of late, so I appreciate all of you sticking around while we get that sorted out. Now with that out of the way, let's turn it over to the KRK and Channel 5 news crew who are live with the patch notes now. Our patch note correspondent, Jerk. Jerk, go ahead. Thanks, Jerk. Yes, I've got the patch notes here, and clearly we have some really big news to discuss. Probably most pertinent to this channel is the inclusion of cross-platform divisions being a thing now, which means I'm going to need a lot more excuses to not play with people. I kid a little. How exactly this will work and how division communication will work remains to be seen. But all of those collaborations where we said, I totally would, but I'm just not into Xbox, will be a thing of the past. And replaced with, I totally would, but I'm just not into mobile, because mobile players are left out in the cold here. Is this going to change the game much? I don't know. This does open the door for a lot more divisions in games, and a division in the game can really impact the outcome, but the community has been wanting this for ages, and Ouija has finally delivered, so bang up job to them. Up next on the docket, Italian battleships in early access, and let the complaining commence. Why don't they have SAP? Well, they do, kind of. They have SAP secondaries. Now, I am sure the pitchforks are being lit and the lines are forming to march upon Ouija HQ, but how about this? How about we try them out first? It's a radical concept, I know, and then we can go from there. And I'm kind of thinking this is Ouija's plan to implement SAP, make sure it is working as intended, then it can be brought over. Maybe. Though it won't be with the Gorizia, which is a premium tier 6 Italian cruiser coming during this update. And you know what else isn't here? Anything about more Italian battleship commanders like, I don't know, an accuracy one. Okay, now you can go march on HQ. I mean, I don't know. You all know I love the Italians, so I'm glad they are coming, even in my despised early access mechanic. And I have it on good account that a lot of people in this game play battleships. So this is good for them. I'll be curious to try them out. I want to hear what you guys think about all of this down below. Moving on, the next Azur Lane collaboration, and stop the presses, because this isn't listed in the notes, but I did ask on the CC Discord. This is Wave 3 only. The Wave 1 and 2 commanders will not be available, which is a bummer because I was really hoping to finally get Nelson and Scharnhorst, but instead it looks like we get 3 new ships. The Montpellier, which is a variation on the Cleveland, a Azur Lane Yukikaze, which has some slightly different features, and the Aurora for Russians, and then a skin for Roma? Honestly, I don't know what any of this means, but have at it, you weird pervs. No kink shaming. I'm sorry. Anyway, these ships are going to be different than their tech tree or premium counterparts, so joy. And it looks like the Aurora will be possible to get for free along with the commander. Is this going to be Another version of the Tier 2 Russian cruiser, Aurora? I hope not. Because I already have 2 versions of it, and by God, if that commander comes with it specifically tuned to make the Stalingrad and Riga even better, then I'm gonna lose it. How is it that we have gone this far without talking about the next campaign ship, the Brandenburg? Well, that's easy, because the ship, at least on paper, looks pretty meh to me. But I will reserve judgment until Ouija gives it to me. But basically, let's take a Tirpitz, right? Hear me out. And let's give it 4 Odin turrets. So, no sonar, a long reload, good but not crazy good secondaries. Well, who knew there was a very small space in the German battleship line that needed filled? I shouldn't be so harsh, as, again, I haven't tried it out yet, but hey, at least I've got something to do with, what, those 23 different German battleship commanders we have now? Come at me, bro. 1v1 ranked, 5 seasons of it. No one complaining about your teammates because you are your teammate. And this could actually be fun. Starting at Tier 3, we finish at Tier 7. There ain't no carriers, but you have no control over what you go up against. And that pretty much says to me that you need a cruiser with torpedoes and hydro. I have got to admit, this sounds like it could be fun. I mean, Tier 4 is probably just going to be a bunch of kamikazes, but after that, well, it could be interesting. I think you'll see lots of battleships and lots of destroyers, but sometimes the player base surprises me in a good way. And I expect some really good ideas down in the comments. Now, on to the Bureau. Nothing to report. The Minotaur is there now, so yay. And there's a Tier 7 carrier, because what better way to boost the carrier population at high tiers than by giving them away? It's so crazy, it might just work. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that rather than give us any legendary tier heavy cruisers after, what, 2 years, they are instead putting in a carrier? Well, they can't be happy with the Tier 7 carrier population and are trying to inflate it. So, yeah, the pitchforks can go up now, people. Again, I don't have a problem with carriers being in the game, and if you want to play them, that is absolutely fine by me. And I guess there are some people out there who are definitely yearning for a premium Tier 7 carrier, but there have got to be many more yearning for a legendary tier heavy cruiser. But hey, with SAP secondaries now in the game, that opens the door for the Napoli. That's just something to keep the dream alive. And speaking of dreams coming true, 3 new maps. We can just stop now, light a smoke, and call it a day, because I'm spent. You know what? I actually miss Fault Line right now. It's been so long that I have just been on a rotation of Sea of Fortune, Sleeping Giant, Hotspot, Tears of the Desert, Land of Fire, because all you ever get is up-tiered into Legendary. I wonder how quickly I can get burnout on these 3 new ones when Ouija bumps the chance that we play them up by like 50%. What else? Well, I already mentioned the Gorizia is coming, but we also have the Hwange, which is a Pan-Asian light cruiser with a smoke generator, deep water torps, I think, a torpedo reload booster. I wonder how far that sonar goes. On PC, the Pan-Asian light cruisers have pretty decent concealment, so I wonder if this will be a ship to drive into the cap in 1v1, smoke up, set your hydro, and then torpedo whoever comes in. More bonuses for the first wins in this update, so that's fun. Good luck getting more boats out of those crates. I know I got a lot of them in the past couple months. All Tier 6 ships will cost the same now, which is about time. And finally, hold on. Finally, we will get Kraken 365 in the Stalingrad. And speaking of, let's talk balance changes real quick. Stalingrad gets nerfed? Well, sort of. It's going to burn for 45 seconds now instead of 30. It's also getting its damage reduced by about 6%. Along with that, the Alaska is getting nerfed. Not into the ground, but it will be noticeable. York is getting buffed and might be my choice for 1v1s at tier 6, and lastly, Worcester is getting roided out. About 25% faster reload, a better chance to start fires because I know you weren't burning enough already, and shell penetration that magically gets buffed to be able to pin 29mm without EOP now, along with a tighter turning circle for sweeter donuts, faster reloading radar, and even better shell grouping, and that is the patch notes, people. Alright, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to see this scoreboard. 3,062 XP, just sneaking in a very good game, and, well, one player on the red team had more than 1,000 XP, so G? And that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If sap shells get you perky, then give this video a like. If you hope we never get heavy cruisers in legendary tier, hit dislike. How stoked are you? What has given your plums a purplish hue? Let me know down in the comments below. And to be here when we get our first look at the new ships next week, consider subscribing. Though I suspect we will be crossing over to many other streams. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one soon, and we will talk then.